Hello everyone and welcome to this 10th edition of Options Talk between me and Raghunath for this weekend. Uh, since the expiry just started, most of the option data is not very clear because the charts, first of all, for stocks are not. I mean, the options charts are not very. You don't have too many columns on the chart, but there are the charts for indices. I mean, index options are there. So let me start with the index first. Index is showing a mixed tendency in the weekly and monthly. So if you see the weekly 11,100 straddle, that is going down. So this is on 0.5%. I'll make it a 0.1. It was 0.51. Now it is 0.5. So this is going down quite steeply. And this straddle is at 212, out of which call is 105 and put is 107. So basically nothing much to see here. And they, because of the weekend, I mean the time decay, they might lose further on going forward after Monday opening, unless there's a big gap up in the index that we'll have to see. So not much to see in this. This only shows it might be drifting up or down, basically sideways. Not much of volatility so far. So this is the first hint from the 11,100 straddle of the weekly options. Now coming to the 11,000 call. This, if you see, last week it had given a low near 89.90, and yesterday also it was a similar low, and that is sort of a pattern retest on a point and figure chart. In conventional charts, it's called a double bottom, but then that needs to be confirmed via a bullish action in the next column. So that has to be seen, and this is a 3% chart. If you see 1% chart, then this is a bit more clear, where it is slightly showing a bullish bias, but it needs to. There was an anchor column yesterday afternoon. You see here, which was from 88 to 114. So if it again gaps up, I mean Nifty gaps up and this shoots up in the morning, and it goes above 120, which was the high over here, then we might see some bullish action in Nifty in the first couple of days. That is of the next week. At the same time, if you see the 11,200 put of 6th August, that also is showing a topping sign on an intraday basis. This is a 1% chart. If you see a 3% chart, this is also similar. But of course, if you see on Thursday, on the expiry date, there were two big anchor columns over here from 92 to 156. Right now, the put is 168. So maybe this might, if it goes below yesterday's low, which was about 150, this might test below 100 levels. So this shows some bullish action to start with, but you cannot ignore these anchor columns on Thursday. So as long as this put is above 90, right now it is 168. So we are saying that if there is a rise in Nifty on Monday going forward based on these charts, and the put goes down, but it does not go below 90, then you need to be cautious in longs. And something similar is seen in the monthly 11,200 put. That is, in fact, it's a very strong bullish anchor column on Thursday. And on top of it, it has a triple top buy yesterday. So that will be negated. This pattern will get negated only below this low, which is 237. And the lowest on Thursday was similar, 237. On Wednesday, it was 230. So let's say as long as this is, right now it is 310. So as long as this put is above 230, even if Nifty rises over the next couple of days and this put does not go below 230, again you need to be cautious on Nifty longs. And when I say 230, right now it is 310, so which is a drop of 80 points maximum. So which means not more than 120 or 150 points on Nifty. So we are talking about 11,200, 11,250 on Nifty, based on how much Nifty might move if this put goes towards the bottom. I'm not saying it will necessarily go and touch the bottom. If it breaks the low, then definitely Nifty is much more bullish. So these are the levels you have to follow. Same thing on a Bank Nifty chart. If you see the Bank Nifty straddle of 21,600, which is at the money for the weekly. Similar picture it is drifting down, which means not much of activity. Naturally, yesterday market didn't do much. It just went up and down 100, 200 points on Bank Nifty. And this straddle right now is 766, in which call is 427, put is 338. So this means if this continues to go down, maybe there might be a dip in Bank Nifty going forward. But at the same time, what do the individual charts of call and put say? So let's see the 21,600 call. That is also making a base like the 11,100 call of the weekly option. So here again, there was an anchor column yesterday afternoon. There was a surge in the indices. So this anchor column is from 370 to 477. So if this breaks the low, that is 370, then Bank Nifty might see a dip and that straddle might go down further. But if this holds, then again that means Bank Nifty might rise on Monday morning. What does the put say? 21,600. So if you remember, 11,100 put was showing signs of a border topping out on an intraday basis. So this also shows something similar on 3% chart. On a 1% chart, also it is below the moving averages. There were anchor columns, bearish anchor columns on the in the morning yesterday. But Thursday action is something which you need to keep in mind. That is the same thing on Nifty as well. There were anchor columns on the puts right from the lows. So this is a bullish pattern on the put with an intraday bearish bias for the timing, let's say Monday or Tuesday. But if so, like on 11,100 put at level of 90, here for this 21,600 put, this is a level of around 200. Right now it is 338. So as long as this put is above 200, 190, 200, then you need to be cautious in any longs on Bank Nifty. So basically, what both Nifty and Bank Nifty are pointing out towards maybe a rise on Monday morning, might go on for a few hours. But if you follow the levels of the puts which are shown, if they are not broken, then you need to be cautious in the longs in the indices. At the same time, if you see the monthly 22,000 put, because why I have selected 22,000, because for the simple reason that on a monthly options, the in between like 21,600, 700 are not liquid. It is only the 500s which are liquid. So in fact, not even Thursday. This has shown bearish action all the way from the 24th of July. Bullish action, bullish on the put, which is bearish on Bank Nifty. So on a monthly basis, this 22,000 put right now it is 1,000. So if it stays below the, if it stays above the low of this, which is about 600, 500 to 600, then you need to be cautious in Bank Nifty long. So basically, both are pointing to the same thing, Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. There might be a rise going forward in the very short term, but if the puts don't break those supports, then you need to be cautious, and then you might see bearish action going forward. So this is the hint which I am getting right now from both are similar, Bank Nifty as well as Nifty. Now coming to a stock which has really frustrated everyone. In fact, there are quite a few stocks. SBI is one of them. I won't cover SBI now because I covered it last time. We had covered Sun Pharma, which finally after 2 weeks broke out yesterday. The next stock which has been frustrating everyone, not only now, it is frustrating for the last couple of years. Always it goes towards 2300, crosses the swing high, and then gets sold off. So what are TCS options telling? Let us see the 2300 call first. So this, I am not comfortable looking at this call chart. This is maybe bad news for the TCS bulls. Of course, this is for the month of August only. First of all, there was a bearish anchor column here on the 16th and 17th July. It was crossed in the form of a bullish anchor column, but there was no follow through. When an anchor column does not have a follow through, that can have reverse implications. And we immediately saw another bearish anchor column over here on Thursday when it got sold off. Again, yesterday it got sold off. So 2300 call is not giving comfort immediately. So maybe it might come and touch the lower side of this range, which is about 30-34. Right now it is 87. Let me see what is the 2400 call saying, which is out of the money, but many times even out of the money options give an idea. So here again the same thing. It is constantly going towards this level of 40, 42, 45. In fact, it went to 70, 60, 70. But then every time it goes, it faces selling and there are bearish anchor columns. So this also might come down toward the lows, which is near 59.20. So TCS, I'm afraid I don't see much of bullish hints from the options chart. What do the puts say? So let us see 2300 put. Now here there was a bearish, and this is completely mixed, confusing signals. There was a bearish anchor column on the put on Thursday. It went down from 110 to 94, but it is still within that column. So basically, it is like forming a triangle, which we call it on a point and figure pattern. But it has given a double top high yesterday, and if it crosses this high, which is 110, that means TCS will become more bearish. This is a 2300 put, which is sort of at the money. So these two levels, 110 and 90 on the 2300 put, will act as hints of what is likely to happen on the stock. Let's take an out of the money put, which is 2200. Similar bearish actions on the put side. That this is something completely confusing. The calls have bearish action at the top. The puts have bearish action at the bottom when TCS comes down. So basically, it means TCS is range bound. But this put also has an anchor column on Thursday from 55 to 34, and it is again a sort of a triangle. So, like the 2300 put, if this crosses 50, let's say 60, or goes below 40, then TCS stock will have some direction. Otherwise, it will be just drifting aimlessly, buying from the lows and selling from the highs. That might continue for some more time. So, watch these levels on the calls and the puts of TCS. Yeah, that's all from my side. If you have any questions, Raghunath, or I can hand it over to you.
No, you can hand it over. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Hello, folks. Today I will talk about implied volatility regimes. So in one of the previous options talk, I talked about implied volatility. So I'll just to the new people who have not seen that. So here are some slides that I've showed on implied volatility. So implied volatility is expected volatility in stocks future price as implied by stocks option price. So implied volatility is expressed as annualized one standard deviation range of a stock price. What is important to note here is that higher option prices will have higher extrinsic value and they will have higher implied volatility. So lower option prices will have lower extrinsic value and imply lower implied volatility. So implied volatility forecasts what will be the stock's future price, whether it will be very volatile or not. So this is the formula that used to calculate the implied volatility. And one more thing I talked about was what is implied volatility percentile or IV percentile. It's nothing but it's a way of ranking the implied volatility and see whether given implied volatility is very high or very low to its own history, compared to its own history. So IV percentile does that. So it ranks the implied volatility and tells you whether it's very high or very low. So let's talk about some points about implied volatility. One major point about implied volatility is that it's mean reverting. So what do you mean by mean reverting? Mean reverting means if it goes up, it has to come back to mean. And if it goes very low, it has to come back to mean. Mean means here it's average. So this is a property that implied volatility has always followed, mean reverting property. And you can see many implied volatility charts and you'll always see that it's always mean reverting. It is very important because this property can be used to target volatility strategies like short volatility strategies or long volatility strategies, or like you can do calendars based on this property. Like for example, if the implied volatility is very low, you can use calendar strategies, option calendar strategies. And if implied volatility is very high, then you can use short volatility strategies. So there are like two different regimes, like one low implied volatility regime and high implied volatility regime. So it always reverts from these regimes to the mean. And then according to that, you can choose your different option strategies. So another point is that market is very volatile. When India VIX, so this is a VIX which tracks the implied volatilities of the options of the Nifty options, index options. So whenever this India VIX crosses above 20, the market is very volatile. And I will show you with some charts. So this is the implied volatility chart of Nifty. This is a end of day IV chart. And here is the VIX chart, the implied volatility chart of Nifty. Now, if you look at the recent the coronavirus scare thing, if you look when it crossed above 20, it's around February 28, right? Even before that, you already see that it is going up. But once it crossed 20, then the market went down, and it has been very volatile. Because India VIX also can be used as a fear gauge, right? Because people are fearing that market is going to go down, and they're buying a lot of options to hedge their portfolios, protect their portfolios, or even for speculation purpose. Which means that there is a huge demand for the options, like in this case, put options. And because of that, the implied volatilities have risen because of this fear. And once it crosses 20, you never know where it will stop. It could, go to 25 and come back, or go to 30 and come back, or it could go anywhere, right? So it is important to note that whenever it crosses 20, use this as, like kind of stop loss kind of thing to exit your all short volatility strategies. Here in this case, I'm telling you about short volatility option strategies, because you never know where this is going to stop. So one thing you have to remember is that don't short just because the implied volatility or IV percentile is very high. Don't go and short strategies like short strangle or short straddle, that kind of strategy. Don't do that just because the IV is very high. It's very important to remember that you have to short the strategies, the short volatility strategies, only when the implied volatility is going down. Okay, even there also you don't do immediately. You always look at this IV percentile rank. You do it when it goes below 90. For example, here around April 2022, it actually went down. The IV percentile rank went below 90. Then only you should start, like short strangle, short straddle. Before that, what it implies is that the market is very volatile. See the bars, if you see the range of these daily bars, price bars, they're very huge, like 1000 points, 500 points, 400 points, and these are not ideal for doing short triangle or short straddle, because
Just 1 second, Raghunath.
yes,
This was very aptly summarized in the even the straddles and strangles charts which I follow in February and March, where none of the straddles and strangle charts gave a sustained downtrend. They always got stopped out or did not give a sell signal at all. And after April, like you said, when the IV started dropping, they gave fantastic trades in the month of April. So exits are important, using stop loss is important, and once they start giving those kind of trades, then riding them is very important.
yes, exactly. So that is why it is important to follow this. I mean, this is what I have observed, and I have followed it based on my experience. And this is always, please use this as a kind of stop loss kind of thing on your short volatility strategies. Don't do it, and if you have already existing strategies, you can exit them. And enter only when this goes below 90, this IV percentile goes below 90, right? Because if you enter somewhere here when it is on the way down, right, the intraday volatility is very high, which means you have to do a lot of adjustments, and it might take your stop loss in a short triangular short straddle. So it is important to follow this this route of entering the strategies only when it goes below 90. And if you go and observe the strategies during this period after April, like April 20 or so, you will get very nice short straddle, short triangle strategies, because the implied volatility was very high, which means you are still getting very high premiums for your short straddle and short triangle, and the movements, the stock, the market movements were very narrow, right? It was very sideways. So that was very ideal for short volatility strategies. Okay. Now another thing what you can do is that when it goes above 21, right, then you can choose whether to take a directional strategy. Usually when implied volatility goes above 20, which means there is a fear in the market. So in that case, what you can do is that you can do put spreads, like long put spreads. That is one option. And or if you want to be non-directional, whether you don't know whether this increase in volatility is because of calls or puts, then you can buy a straddle or a strangle, right? Either it could go up or it could go down. For example, in elections, in election period, you don't know which way it will go, right? So in that, in such scenarios, you can buy non-directional options like long strangle and long straddle. So those two options exist when it goes above 20. So that is the implied volatility regimes you have to follow. Under high IV regimes, follow the rule that don't enter till it goes down below IV percentile 90. And this is applicable not just for Nifty. This is applicable for even for stocks. Just exit when it goes above, when the implied volatility goes above 20 for the Nifty, you exit for all the stocks, not just for the Nifty. Because if the market itself is volatile, means the whole stocks will also be equally volatile or even more volatile. So this is a signal for everything, not just Nifty. Now, at individual level, I mean, when Nifty India VIX is not above 20, at individual level also, you can follow this. That when, so I'm just showing INFI. So whenever this goes, okay, so when the implied volatility is going up, don't go for your short volatility strategies. Wait for it to go down. So you enter your short volatility strategies on the way down, not on the way up, because you never know when it is going to stop. Because what happens is that implied volatilities, when they start going up, they can be persistent for very long times. And I can show you some examples. I already showed you in this case. See, if in this case here, when the volatility went up in March, it can be very persistent. See here, it can be very high for a long periods of time. So keep this in mind that you do only short volatility strategies on the way down, not on the way up, because you will have a lot of pain. And even if you look at some of the backtesting of the strategies, here, for example, I did a short triangle strategy. Enter 30 days before expiry and exit 5 days before expiry. And this is for last 1.5 years. And you can see here, the win rate is around 81%. Okay. You have 81% and still you are losing. Why? Because of just one trade. It's in the February-March expiry. And you can see it's a big black swan month. So what does it tell you is that exit when the India VIX crosses above 20. So that's what I'm saying is that is VIX when crosses above 20 is not ideal for short volatility strategies. And short volatility option strategy should be entered only when IV is on the way down. Now, as I already gave you one particular useful example is that when this goes below 90, then you can enter your short volatility strategies. Then after that, you can see it's very smooth. This you can observe in all different stocks as well as in Bank Nifty, and you can go and observe in these charts. It will be the same story all the time. So that is all from me for the implied volatility regime. So keep in mind these pointers of when to exit your short volatility strategies. And coming to the last week's trade idea, we did a long diagonal put spread. I talked about 10,800 put short of the August and long 10,600. But what happened on the Monday is that 10,600 was not very liquid. So instead I took a 10,500 put long. So and this is the current status. It's around 1,700. It's in 1,700 profit. So we'll let it be in the trade go on, and we'll see what will happen because I already gave the targets and as well as stop loss. So just follow them, and once the target or the stop loss hits, just exit. So that's all from me. And one more thing is that I got a lot of feedback that many people wanted to have with examples how to do adjustments of calendar strategies that I talked about, calendar as well as diagonal spread strategies. So I mean, this is not possible to talk in option stock because that will require longer time to explain it properly with examples and option simulations. So
Maybe you can do a video on that.
yes,
if you can
exactly.
maybe record a video.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to do a separate video for them so that you will get a better understanding of with real market examples to understand how to do these adjustments under different conditions, right? It could be in high IV conditions, low IV conditions, and how to do adjustments if there are big moves. So I will do separate videos for that, and we will tweet it out. So you can follow our Twitter handles, and if you have any other feedback, please email us. Then we will, based on your feedback, we will do our next option stock. Okay, Abhi, that is all from me.
Yes,
Goodbye,
that's all.
folks.
Nothing from my side also.
Okay.